And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Welcome to News 12 Now for this Thursday, January 23rd. I'm Annette Campbell. There's another fire emergency in Los Angeles County with new wildfires driven by high winds. Overnight, a brush fire broke out near the busy 405 freeway. People living nearby have been warned to get out. At the same time, more than 30,000 have been told to flee the community. And Jonathan Vigalotti is there with more.
Firefighters descended quickly on the Sepulveda fire that broke out overnight just off the 405 freeway.
This is obviously near a much more populated area and next to one of the busiest freeways in the world.
And another intense firefight earlier on Wednesday. Fire crews battled advancing flames from the Hughes fire burning in northern Los Angeles County, fueled by fierce Santa Ana winds.
The weather is what's predominantly driving this fire, and it's spread right now.
They have been struggling to hold back the flames all afternoon. The concern now being this expanding into the subdivisions here where there are thousands of people that are trying to evacuate.
And while some residents armed themselves with garden hoses, others were wasting no time in leaving.
It's pretty scary, and I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going.
Idania Perez is one of more than 30,000 residents ordered to evacuate.
My brother just lost his home over in Altadena fire. And now I'm like, oh my God, now it's my turn.
Florence Kearns Wilson also lost her home in the Eaton fire.
I didn't get any alerts. I woke up on pure vibes.
She says she managed to get her family out quickly in the early morning hours on January 8th.
So there was no official warning, no official order issued. It was just go, go, go for you at 4 a.m.
Yeah, and it was very just like neighbors taking care of each other because no one else would tell us what to do.
All 17 people who died in that fire lived in West Altadena, where evacuation orders came too late or not at all.
There are a lot of other people that were not safe, and they could have been.
Meanwhile, the wind will calm down later on this afternoon, but now a weather whiplash. In the forecast this weekend, rain, which brings with it the threat of mudslides. Jonathan Vigalotti, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, here in Texoma, we are dealing with freezing temperatures once again today, but it looks like we're out of the clear for a little bit, at least with those temperatures.
Yeah, we're on our way warmer this afternoon, and we will at least be getting very close to what we saw yesterday. Even though we're not done with the freezing temperatures quite yet, we got another night of that, unfortunately, to go as we go forward. But hey, we'll take any time that we can get temperatures above freezing here, upper 30s to lower 40s heading into this afternoon. And the winds, no, they're not that bad, but they've picked up just a little bit out of the north and west, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So that is still keeping wind chills mostly into the 30s, at least at this time. So hopefully you have those layers with you through the rest of the day. But hey, at least we will get sunshine until we get some clouds overnight tonight. So that will kind of help us to cool off a little bit. But this should be the last time we see 40s for highs for a little bit. Then we actually warm up as we head into this upcoming weekend and next week with some rain chances. And we're going to break all that down here in the full forecast in a minute. Until then, back to you, Annette.
All right, thanks, Brian. Cops love donuts. That's the official statement from the Houston Police Officers Union after multiple officers were caught stunt driving in the snow. And the videos are going viral. Luke Jones has more.
Y'all look at HPD, man. Look, they out here doing donuts, man.
Heyman Brown couldn't believe what he was seeing as he drove down Scott yesterday. A marked police unit doing donuts in the snow-covered parking lot of RIG Global Church.
They just spending out, having fun, doing donuts. So I'm like, what?
A second video was taken across town at this Galleria area Best Buy. Another marked police unit doing donuts in the empty parking lot as what appears to be another officer stands watch. Before he began filming, Jadair Richardson says he saw the HPD unit swerving around a shopping cart.
I thought it was pretty cool, honestly. I'm like, that. You don't see that every day, so a little snowstorm, they're having a little fun.
In a statement, the Houston Police Officers Union tells Eyewitness News, quote, "Cops love donuts, LOL. Brown likes them too, but says these videos highlight a double standard.
They didn't want nobody on the roads, but they are having fun. But if we do it, they're going to pull us over and take us to jail or write us some citations for it. I mean, they just ain't right.
In a comment on Brown's Facebook page, the police union never addresses the officer's conduct, instead writing, quote, Can't believe you could see all that and record it while driving on the road.
Would you take type holding your windshield together? Yeah? I got a little piece of tape, my windshield is cracked. Guess what? You doing wrong, so we both get a ticket.
And check out what our cameras captured today on a closed section of the South Loop near the Gulf Freeway. Another police officer driving the wrong way down the freeway, turning, and then turning again, a total of 6 times. Houston police tell us, quote, "We take this matter seriously and are currently reviewing the incidents. Once additional facts are gathered, appropriate steps will be taken to address the situation internally." Yet if you ask some, there's really nothing to address.
They going crazy doing the donuts. You know how we do it in the H. So I'm like, I guess the cops wanted something too.
Well, President Trump halted President Biden's previous executive order that planned to lower prescription drug costs. What does that mean for you? Well, Fox's Julia Sander takes a look at a pharmacy in Utah.
Many people may face challenges or financial hurdles when it comes to paying for prescription drugs. I spoke to one local pharmacist about what he's seeing behind the counter. In 2022, former President Joe Biden signed an executive order lowering prescription drug costs for Americans. The hope was to phase in a cap for out-of-pocket costs at pharmacies, as well as allowing negotiations with pharmaceutical companies on costly medications. This would just apply for those with Medicare.
The Biden administration was planning to have a $2 prescription plan for Medicare patients, which has been reversed now. So it's too early to say what impact that will have on patients.
On President Trump's first day in office, he took a step back from that plan, rescinding Biden's previous executive order. This means the proposed cost reduction plans for Medicare patients is put on hold. At Olive Pharmacy, Khalid Mohammed says he's seen a lot of changes for himself and patients over the years.
The patients who are prescribed any medication over $100 struggle to pay that. That's what I have noticed. So it's better to have negotiations with the PBMs and Medicare so that they don't end up paying high prices for life-saving medications.
PBMs are pharmacy benefit managers. Mohammed says PBMs determine how much an insurance company pays a pharmacy for a medication. And recently, he says it hasn't helped bring prices down.
This medication is like $350 to $400 for one bottle for 1 month's supply.
While he's seen prescription medication prices increase over the years, he says he's hopeful that new negotiations could help both patients and pharmacists.
This year I'm kind of I'm being very optimistic. I'm having good expectations from this administration. I hope they negotiate better prices with the pharmaceutical companies and PBMs so that customers and pharmacists can have a positive impact.
In West Valley City, Julia Sandor, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A former relative of Pete Hegseth is making an 11th hour effort to keep him from becoming defense secretary. Danielle Hegseth was married to Hegseth's brother from 2011 to 2019. She filed an affidavit to the Senate Armed Service Committee accusing him of being abusive towards his second ex-wife, Samantha Hegseth. She admits she never witnessed any physical or sexual abuse, but she said Samantha shared a code word with her if she needed to get away from her husband. Hegseth claims she texted her the word once in 2015 or 2016. Samantha Hegseth issued a statement saying there was no physical abuse in my marriage. Well, Danielle Hegseth says she filed the affidavit in an effort to convince senators to vote against confirming him. His candidacy for the defense secretary job was sent to the full Senate for a vote on Monday. President Trump has used his first week in office implementing executive orders to carry out his tougher border policies. And he's carrying through with his campaign promise to use the military to help secure the border. Natalie Brandt has more details from Washington, D.C.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration is considering sending as many as 10,000 U.S. troops to the southern border and potentially using military bases to hold migrants awaiting deportation. The Pentagon has already said around 1,500 troops have begun to deploy to help secure the U.S.-Mexico border.
This was a gross miscarriage of common sense to allow people to come in.
Stepped up enforcement operations across the country have led to nearly 500 undocumented migrant arrests.
And they will be sent home. And those flights are already underway this morning.
Community leaders are warning migrants to be prepared.
If you are deported, you should already have paperwork set so we know where your children need to go. You need to have those legal documents, those powers of attorneys.
A federal judge in Seattle hears arguments today on lawsuits challenging President Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship. While here on Capitol Hill, Trump allies are working to double down with new legislation.
His historic executive order to end birthright citizenship marks a critical step forward, and now with the Birthright Citizenship Act of 2025, we can solidify these reforms into lasting law.
Attorneys general from more than 20 states suing to block changing birthright citizenship argue it's settled law protected by the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.